this instance, Etienne Muscat. We are with the National Commissioner of Police. Behind you there is the Commissioner of SAPS of Metro Police. There is also HOD of the Department of Provincial Department and Provincial Commissioner Bernard is also here, all of us. In the day, share a presentation through which we seek to have a cooperation communities while requires extra and initiatives to ensure that we bring the levels of crime down. There is a or demonstrated that we do have a reason to worry about crime, and over and above worrying, we must take steps to bring levels of crime down. Now, there are 4 provinces that are worried in South Africa when it comes to levels of crime. It's KZN, it's Gauteng, it's Western Cape, and Eastern Cape in no order of priority. You will find that certain crimes are higher in KZN, but another type of crime is higher in Western Cape, another in Eastern Cape, and another. But the combined effect is that they give South Africa very high levels of crime and unacceptable. One of the initiatives that were taken is to come together like this to augment our resources, because crime gets dealt with via resources. They could be human resource, they could be also financial resources, and we also need other support mechanisms to fight crime. It's not just one policeman with a gun and so on. Now, South African Police Service, in terms of numbers, were less than the required number. We have less than the required number of police in the country. The reasons we can deal with them, but the reality that we have now, we don't have the numbers that we otherwise need to fight crime. But what do? You are not going to say, because we don't, as for now, have the required numbers. We are not saying you are asking for discount, so we're not going to fight crime. It's not going to happen that way. In fact, even the smaller numbers that we have, they need to be inspired and supported so that they fight crime as if they meet the number that we're talking about or that we require. So in a situation where you are like that, we need to look for ways and mechanisms to augment our resources. Now, Metro Police in the Tibu will come handy in terms of numbers. Whatever number they have, so that the numbers that we have in this district of the Tibu, in particular, and elsewhere, they get augmented. But we'll also look at financial resources. We are not saying that we will bring these resources together, but still account to our relevant authorities. And in things like materials, like vehicles, for instance, where in a police station in SAPS have 2 vehicles or 3 vehicles, you will have an additional vehicle from the metro at an operational side once they work hand in hand, shoulder to shoulder. So we will share all these resources, not in the city hall here, but out in the public, in the communities where policing is required. People need to see policing or police visibility every day when they go to sleep, when they get up, when their children go to the shops to buy whatever they want to buy. They need to feel that they are protected. And by bringing these resources together, it documents the resources that we otherwise have, are working in silos. We are now putting them together in one pot. But we're also aligning them so that, as I say, you will find SAPs and you will find Metro. You will find other law enforcements, but you will also find community police, community members that are in policing forums in that policing area under a police station, working together 24/7. Now that is where we're going in order to bring down levels of crime. And immediately they detect in each and every one of those areas a face that they don't know. They must do something about it. Immediately there is something that has happened in one area. A car can't move from one part of the city to another without being caught and detected and all of that. And all other mechanisms. But this is not where we're going to end. This is just the beginning. We will strengthen other aspects of policing like crime intelligence. We will also look at technology. Once we have the ground laid, the way I'm saying, we will then start building technology. And what will be important at that time is to coordinate our technology together, including with the private, selected private sector, private security companies, so that we now have combined technology. And yesterday we spent more than 2 hours just dealing with our technology needs as such in the whole country and taking steps in terms of improving that. But we won't stop there. In other words, we won't stop at coordinating and making sure that we share data, we share whatever data that we need to share with the city and with some private security companies, but just to make sure that we stand on one side, criminals on the other. And this will include all types of criminals, including organized crime, because we do have organized crime in the city of eThekwini. Others are not sophisticated, others are sophisticated. And when Ntombe is here, he comes from transport, he's MSc for transport. He knows that the taxi industry have not yet decided to stabilize their businesses. They still rely on violence quite a lot to resolve their disputes and their problems. And then they unleash that to the province and to the country as a whole. And therefore his being here, he comes, brings with him the understanding where we are with the taxi industries. Ordinarily, police should not be up and down dealing with taxi kind of taxi motivated kind of violence requiring policing, because there are other forms of businesses in the country. But the banks, for instance, they're there. Stock fairs are there. General dealers are there, and others. They are not police. When they have problems of their own, they resolve those problems on their own. They don't call police, except in minor occasions. But the taxi industry, they want to expect that South African police are stubborn boys and girls. At some point, we will say you are on your own. If you can't sort out your problems, don't count us. We just prevent them from unleashing their violence to the communities and so on. Or we ask Mtombeni to close the industry itself, so that they sort themselves out. It's not perpetual that we will take all the state resources just to police the taxi industry, which is a business making money. So the state loses a lot of money looking after them, and they make a lot of money. But it's unfair to the population and to the distribution of resources in the country. I'm just hinting that and sending a message to them. It's not going to be like that all the time. And there are pockets, historical pockets, there, and so on. We'll deal with this. So I'm saying this one is a very good foundation that we are laying, and we are happy that in the discussions we have positive responses from both province and the city. And we now have to take conclusive steps towards signing and then operationalize this. And we will wait for people to say whether they feel there is a difference or no difference. But all of the objective is to bring down levels of crime in the city and generally in the province of KwaZulu-Natal. Thank you very much. And I'm sure Tommy will want to make comments as well as far as how we went about it. Tommy.
Thank you so much, Honorable Minister. I hope at the end of this briefing, no one is going to be arrested for making the Minister move these equipment. I don't think that is a better note. No, thank you for gracing our shows, Minister. DMs, Matale, Shielo, His Worship the Mayor, National Commissioner, PC, and our Minister, the Speaker of the eThekwini as well. Colleagues, the Fourth Estate, I'm sure it's an honor for us in the province of KwaZulu-Natal that amongst other things that we elevated this province, this cooperation is going to enhance and enlighten the scope as I've already alluded to, Minister, that we boast with 600-kilometer coastlines. In the province, it's got two major hubs, major airports, which is at eThekwini and Richards Bay. As you might know, the cartels will operate well if the environment is conducive for them, but they will then propel back if the environment is not conducive. So this cooperation is going to take us further in ensuring that we curb crime. And the reality is that on the ground, there is no country, developmental or sophisticated or advanced country, that the crime has been only stopped or blocked or combated by one institution called police section. So it will take even the larger stakeholders that the ministers already highlighted. From the point of view of transport, we believe our fights to flush out elements that are involved in fraud and corruption associated with issue of driver's license have received much attention, ministers. You might have heard that even yesterday already we attended 33 people involved in the issue of fraudulent learners and driver's license in the province of KwaZulu-Natal. The number has increased up to 87. I want to thank Hawks and National Prosecuting Authority because the job has started already. Critical ministers ending into silo mentality and strengthening the cooperation involving the eThekwini, the metro, and the province of KwaZulu-Natal. In our midst, we have HOD dealing with common safety, Ms. Glenn as well, working with the process of ensuring that we jointly in operation. In addition, we appreciate the fact that our efforts to ensure stability in the taxi industry are being strengthened by Minister Mchunu and Provincial Commissioner Lieutenant General Chapman. The roadblocks and work of Operation Shanela will continue in order to ensure that safety movement in the power of passengers. With the Minister's support, we act firmly against any disruption of construction projects around transport and human settlements. As you might know, province of KwaZulu-Natal has been regarded amongst those. So we want to enhance that scope, we want to deal with all the processes. Nevertheless, the transformation agenda is still in proceed, but in a well-segmented environment, in a prosperous environment. Together we can do more to fight crime. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Aras of protocols, members of the media. Thank you very much. Good afternoon. We welcome the initiative by the Minister of Police, Mr. Sergeant Mchunu, to start engagement with the municipality geared towards the signing of a cooperation agreement with the intention of enhancing partnership with the city to bolster their fighting efforts. You'll agree with me that each time the crime statistics are released, Umlazi, Inanda, and Wamashu rank in the top 10 nationally on murder and sexual offenses statistics. We have also seen the increase in the number of multiple murders in the city, particularly in areas such as Marangi, Inanda, and it does. In the province, eThekwini municipality contributes significantly to the provincial crime statistics. The rampant crime in our city is also hindering the delivery of basic services, in that our employees are targets for hijackings and robberies while they work on our infrastructure in various communities. The scourge of crime highlights the importance of working together as government, communities, business, and law enforcement agencies in defending our city from criminals. Therefore, we are pleased that the Minister has brought all of us together to find lasting solutions. We want to convey our appreciation to the Minister for this wonderful initiative, which demonstrates government's commitment to work with all sectors of the society to fight the scourge of crime. It is important to note that the main objective of this cooperative agreement is to make the residents of eThekwini safe and to create a conducive environment for investment so that we can create much needed job opportunities for our people. Ladies and gentlemen, it is an undeniable fact that government has limited resources, and for this reason, we cannot have police in every corner of the city to fight crime. Therefore, we are happy that members of the community, through their crime-fighting structures, such as community policing forums, will form part of this collaborative effort. We also want to thank the Minister for hitting the ground running, because this collaborative agreement is a culmination of the engagements we have conducted on the prevalence of crime in the country, particularly in Gauteng, KZN, Western Cape, and the Eastern Cape. If we can reduce crime statistics in these provinces, the level of crimes in the country will decline significantly. So today we are meeting as three spheres of government to find a lasting solution to fight the scourge of crime in the city and the province. The intention is to enhance the crime-fighting capacity through a strengthened collaborative arrangement between the Metropolis and the South African Police Service, which will maximize utilization of resources and ensure high level of integration. What makes this initiative even more significant is that going forward, our Metropolis and the Southern Police Services will be conducting joint operations, meaning that we'll be consolidating our efforts to fight crime by sharing resources and information. The agreement will be in force for a period of 5 years, in line with the term of office of the current government. Finally, we are happy that this will be a multi-stakeholder forum consisting of government departments and then later private security companies, civil society, and the business community. This demonstrates that we are indeed forming a united front in the fight against crime and reclaiming our streets. I thank you.
Thank you very much, leadership, for this comprehensive outline of this cooperative agreement. I'm now opening the opportunities for questions. Please, before you ask a question, just indicate in the house you are representing, and then pose a question. I'm going to give you numbers. So we are going to have the first round, and then if necessary, we will have another round, so make an assessment. Let me invite hands. Yes, number one, Karinda. Is there any other hand? Okay, only have one hand.
Thank you. Thank you. Good afternoon, it's Brenda for Kaya News. Maybe just 3 questions then from my side. First, Minister, how will you roll this operation out to other provinces, especially the hotspot provinces you mentioned, like Gauteng? And then I'd like to know why such a project is happening now. What stopped this from happening in the previous administration, for it to just happen now. And then lastly, Minister, recently in Parliament, we spoke about the number of rape cases that were withdrawn, almost 2,000, because of evidence kits, among other resources that police are lacking in. So how will you bolster these resources to ensure this doesn't happen again? Thank you.
Minister.
Thank you very much. I hope I picked up all your questions. Number one, we have already signed this cooperative agreement with the city of Cape Town around, we've begun also to operationalize or implement certain areas of agreement that we agreed on, and by and large, it's now work that National Commissioner Masimula is handling together with his counterparts at provincial and local government. And I know they include, among others, things like provide provision of land to build police stations as and when we identify that there will be free land, as they said. And they also have something to do with collaboration and technology, but also operationally in terms of policing communities. Those measures are underway. Now, we on the 27th, we will be in Kodecha, where one will now be at the stage of signing the cooperative agreement. Now, we're not presenting all of that, we will be signing because the problem of crime there, even committed by 15-year-olds and so on. And I do want to say, whether people are 50, they're young people as young as 50 or 16, we just focus on crime. Crime is crime. It will have to be fought. It doesn't matter how old, how young. It will be fought. Now, we've been to Gauteng. We have engaged with provincial government of Gauteng with the 3 metros. We are now, they in that land, and it's very important. And your last question was, why now? When it is breakfast, you don't ask yourself, why must I eat? It is breakfast, you must eat. When it is lunch, nobody asks you, why are you eating now? You eat. It's the same as dinner. Call it whatever, it is time for what we are doing now. Exactly. And we're doing exactly what we need to do at that particular time. Thank you.
Thank you, Minister. Uzanele has been provoked. I was about to close this session.
Uzanele Tennison, ESA. Just one question I would like to ask. With regards to technology, you've been mentioning technology during this briefing. What kind of technology is the department or the police looking at in terms of deploying in this fight against crime? I know in some areas we've had, in other countries there are issues with regards to technology such as body cameras and so on, and other, crime or traffic management systems. What are you looking at exactly in this operation?
Well, we are going to deliberately avoid specifying, because we can't give ammunition to criminals. But if I could just talk about that, they have technology. We know that. They even follow police, ways commissioner corners, as we speak now. They have technology that supports them in doing criminality. They do all sorts of things. We can't be behind them. We have to be over and above and ahead of them. And we're taking measures to do that. Police, led by National Commissioner Masimu, know exactly what we should be doing now and where we should be in technology. And that's why we had a meeting yesterday, more than 2 hours, just dealing with technology alone, nothing else. We're not counting who was arrested where. We're just dealing with what type of technology, what kind of technology, both in terms of quantities, modality, and spread, all of those things. We're dealing with them. So the exact question will be answered when that technology gets used, and it will be clear that we just call it technology that will support police so that they are much more effective, much more efficient, and much more precise in fighting criminals. Fighting criminals, we are going to do not just via firearms, but also using technology to support them because of the age where we are.
I just want to add one piece, that we'll also be looking at pieces of legislation that may be standing in our way to strengthen and ensure that this agreement works as anticipated. We will see now with this agreement, and in those cities will be left unattended, simply because SAPS does not have a vehicle or is short-staffed. When we have vehicles and we have staff available, or police available to attend to the crime scene. So that is in addition to other facilities that we'll be sharing with the SAPS. Metropolis will be sharing with the SAPS, including our cameras, CCTV cameras, and of course the criminal intelligence that is produced by police. So we think that synchronizing, combining our efforts will maximize the impact, because we need to deal a huge blow to this problem. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, leadership. We have SAPC. Minister, leadership, they are requesting a summary in Zulu of what you have outlined.
Namhlanje sila eKwaZulu-Natal eThekwini suhulumeni nationally, suhulumeni eprovinsini, esifundazweni suhulumeni walapha kumasipala weThekwini, no-national commissioner, and with all the authorities, and kufaka phakathi nabaholi baka CPF, faka abaholi bakalizwi abayibandakanya nokulwa nobugebengu lapho KwaZulu-Natal. Kubekwe umbono la obhaliwe oqhamuka ngomkhulu emnyango wethu ukuthi ngoba abantu nala KwaZulu-Natal babeka ukuthi uhulumeni akasibhekele kahle kwezokuphepha, ukubulawa, ukwembulwa, manje kwabantu abasemabhizinisini bese kufunwa imali, ama-drugs, yiba, yonke leyo. Bese bethi uhulumeni akaqinile kahle, asiboni kahle ukuthi wenzani. Sasibona ukuthi umuntu lethu siwuhulumeni ngokuphelele uma sihlangene kuyi-local, kuyi-province, kuyi-national. Asime ngale ndlela abantu abakhala ngayo ukuthi uhulumeni, kuba basho ukuthi uhulumeni wasekhaya noma uhulumeni wesifundazwe awusinayo. Bathi uhulumeni, ake sime njengohulumeni manje. Bese sima ngapha, bese sibheke umugqubuvu ngale kwethu. ngale khona iy'gebengu kuphela nezephula-mthetho. Siyazi ukuthi abantu bangakwelethi isayidi, sazi kahle lokho, bangakuleli isayidi lethu. Uma kuthiwa nje ake nishuze ukuthi nifuna ukuma ngaphi kulo layini obomvu, nifuna ukuma ngasey'gebengwini noma nifuna ukuma ngasohlangothini lukahulumeni ehlangene esebenza ngokubambisana, bazothi abantu bafuna ukuma ngakithi. So sinabantu futhi siyazi ukuthi iy'gebengu indawo ngendawo njengalapha edolobheni eThekwini aziningi njengabantu balapha eThekwini, zimbalwa kabi. Sizoyibala futhi senze ukuthi iy'namba esiyihlanganise kahle hle meya zingaki iy'gebengu la eThekwini. Siye kumthombeni noma uhulumeni wesifundazwe, zingaki iy'gebengu enizaziyo la esifundazweni ngamagama ngoba abantu bayakhuluma bathi usibanibani uyabulala, usibanibani uyadlwengula, usibanibani uney'nkani, usibanibani ubani, bazosho abantu bese sihlanganisayo. Bese sithi-ke senze njani-ke ngobugebengu bubhidlange kangaka ukubhekana nalesi simo esibhekene naso. iKwaZulu-Natal iprovinsi enhle kabi, iphethe umnotho oyingxenye enkulu yezwe, baqukethe futhi umnotho weprovinsi yonke. Even upresident weRepublic akaphathekile kahle ngesimo sezobugebengu la kuleli dolobha, kanjalo naKwaZulu-Natal. Manje-ke sihlangane namhlanje sizovumelana futhi ngiyabona ukuthi hhayi sekusele usuku nje lokusayina ukuvumelana sinakho ukube siyahlala ngabe sifakele lama-ring lawa okuthiwa i-engagement, ukuthembisa ukuthi cha siyavumelana ngey'nhliziyo. Manje-ke sekuzosala usuku-ke sokuthi masisuka la sinqume usuku-ke kube sekukusayina. Emva kwalokho-ke senze i-pledge, emva kwalokho sikhombise ukuthi nanka ama-forces ethu, nationally, provincially and umasipala, sekuzoliwa-ke nazi iy'nhlelo eyizosetshenziswa ukulwa nobugebengu. Siyafuna ukuthi lapha emakhaya kulabantu esibamele njengohulumeni babe nalo ithemba manje lokuthi ikhona into ebambekayo esizanayo ezokwenza umehluko mayelana nezinga lobugebengu la KwaZulu-Natal nalapha eThekwini. Ngiyafuna ukugcina ukuthi iningi ikhaya la eThekwini, enye organized, enye abantu nje beyihambela, enye ba-amagroup nga-2 nga-3, enye impela ba-organized impela bananendawo abaplela kuzo zonke lezi zinto. Kuney'bhamu engekho emthethweni nala ey'landwa khona nangendlela ey'landwa ngayo. Zonke lezi zinto sizobe sidila nazo kulezi nyanga eyizayo, senze ukuthi kube nozinzo ukuze kube nesikhathi nendlela osomabhizinisi abasebenza ngayo bakhiqize imisebenzi, abantu baqashwe. Ngoba uma kubheduke nje kuliwa kuchitheka igazi nobalulwa nobani, asikho isikhathi sokwakha umnotho. Ile nto esiyifunayo ukuthi kube khona ukwakheka komnotho nozinzo.
Thank you very much, leadership. Members of the media, I'm now going to request the leadership to remain for 2 seconds so that the media can take some cutaways. The minister is going to pay attention today. If we need one-on-one interviews, the mayor is here and the MC. Thank you.
Ah.